What's going on, everybody? It's Jordan Nixon with NASRS, the North American Sim Racing Series. Just week one of our season 13 is Misano, and I just wanted to share with you the findings of how to get around here pretty quick. Let me just say that if you are already running in the 33s or low 34s, I may not be that much help to you. This lap that we're looking at is a 33.4. That is about as good as I can do. It's about a second off alien pace, so if you were anywhere close to that, then you should probably go find somebody better to watch than me. But this should help you, hopefully, learn the track a little bit if you don't already know where to cut and things like that. I'm sure that I will get some call outs for things that I am doing wrong. But anyway, this should help you at least get a starting point, maybe improve your times a little bit. Hope it helps. But anyway, we're just going to start. So this is the beginning of the lap. We're going to line up for the front straight. And then, yeah, we'll be good to go. So the first thing I want to talk about in Misano is you can absolutely abuse track limits. The white line on the track right here, don't need to worry about that. That's not the track limit. You're not off track limits until all four tires are on the red. So what you really want to be doing on most of these corners, which we'll look at, well, really what you want to be doing is really your outside tires need to be on the rumble strip right here. So you can see we've got we're positioned really far over, trying to get as wide an entry into possible right here. And so, really, you're gonna see that's what you need to be doing is abusing the track limits to get the absolute best time possible. Now, again, this is for quali in a race setting. You might want to be a little more careful. Track limits are a real thing. You don't want to be getting, you know, cuts and penalties and stuff like that. So here, we're going to be braking a little bit before the 50-meter board, probably around 60 to 70 meters. It's going to depend on your car a little bit. For me, I like to brake, just probably at around 60 meters. So I will slow it down so you can see here. So you're going to position over and start turning in for this corner. Start aiming at the apex. And again, with going over these curbs, you can see I'm positioning myself in order to line up my left side tires on this curb right here. And we're just going to go right over these sausage curbs. And so you can see I actually carry a little too much speed because what we want to do is we don't want to slide too far out here because we still have to line up for the following corner. So you can see I'm going to hit here, and you can see I'm sliding a bit. I'm over a little farther than I'd like to be. I'd really like to be a little more over here so that I can get get some better grip going out onto the straight. And again, right here, right side tires are going to be on these strips. We're just going to go over those. The exit of this, you really don't want to go too far out either. You don't want to be all the way out here because we still have to make this corner right here. And so what I do have is I have a top-down view that I want to show. So you can kind of see here, this helps give you an idea of how we want to be taking this corner. So you can see this is right before I hit the braking point. That's the 50-meter board. I've just passed it. So really we're going to want to hit that and hit our braking point, and then as we're braking, we want to start aiming down toward this apex, right? So we want to be aiming down. Ignore my squiggly line. But you want to be taking this line right here. And you can see here, if we go too far out here on our exit, we're not going to be able to line up for this corner. So what you want to do is you want to get slowed down enough to where you can take this corner and you can stay kind of in the middle of the track. Being in the middle is really what you're aiming to be at. When I took it, I was a little more right here, and you could saw it made this corner a little harder to take. So really, you just want to be sure you get here, and then be sure you're taking this right here. Be sure that you're cutting this adequately to get your time, and then be in the middle of the track. Then you're going to line yourself up right here to cut this one, and you're going to be not quite in the center of the track on exit, but you want to be like, maybe toward, you still definitely want to have all four wheels on the tarmac, but and possibly a little more to the inside. But but you want to be sure that you're here so that you can line up this corner. And again, right here, you can take lots of curb. We'll see that in the video here in a minute. But yeah, so let's get back to this. And so you can see here, I'm lined up in order to take this right here. So you're going to line up your left side tires to be on this curb right here. So you can see I've got it turned in, and we are 100% completely on this red apron and the rumble strip right here. And that's where you need to be in order to make this corner. And really, if you take it correctly, you should be able to full throttle through this entire corner without lifting. All right, let's just go back and watch it in full speed just so you can see. Turned in, cut your corner, brake hard, cut your corner again, and turn in, cut your corner. All right, so that's turn 1, 2, 3. It's a pretty difficult section to get perfect. You will most likely continue to keep driving it, and you'll just find a 10th here, 10th there. I still find time there, even when I think I've made everything I can. So, just keep at it. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. So yeah, just be persistent. So this takes us to our next set of corners, and this is a pretty tough set of corners too. So our braking point here is going to be right where this red apron ends. So we're going to be we're going to be on this rumble strip on the left, and don't be too far. Don't get on the apron because this is going to end, and then you'll be in the grass and you won't be able to stop. So be on this rumble strip, and then you're going to stop right around the time that this ends. We'll go ahead and put this into slow-mo. You're going to be hard on the brakes right here. Hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. And then you're going to start turning in. You're going to be trail braking in. Look at my braking inputs. You're going to be trail braking until you hit the apex. You're going to get on the throttle a bit, get this lined up. And so right here, you really want to be sure that you want to be as close over here to the right as possible, because this corner is really tough. You have to line it up perfectly in order to get a good exit. So you want to position your car so that you're on the rightmost side of the track right here, and you can see that I'm using this red apron right here to be sure that I get it. You can see right here, and then if you do this right, I wasn't able to do it this lap, but you should be able to take this full throttle. So if we go back, so watch my throttle inputs on that next corner. So trail braking, throttle, right here. I had to get off the throttle. I had to do a light lift. Now, if you do it perfect, that should be a full throttle corner. So I probably lost about a 10th here by having to do a lift. So yeah, that's a pretty tricky corner as well. I think I've got an overview of this one too. Let me get it pulled up real quick. I can get it pulled up. So you can kind of see here, this kind of helps you get an overview of what's going on. So you're going to position your car, this is our braking point right here. And you want to position your car, as far left as possible. And so you're going to take this corner, and then you're going to trail brake all the way in, and you're going to get on this curb. And you can kind of see you're going to round this. This isn't a round corner, but you're going to round it. And then you're going to come out here, touch the curb just a little bit, and you're going to position yourself to come right around here to the inside. Just about like that. It's a pretty squiggly line, but that's what our goal is right here, is to get this car positioned as far over here as possible so that you can just turn in right here and go full throttle and carry as much speed as possible. So in a nutshell, that's kind of how you want to do that. Go on to the next one. This is also a really tricky corner that is really easy to get wrong. So my braking point here is going to be just as I pass the 100-meter board. Now this could vary a little bit depending on the car that you're in. But it's going to be around this 100-meter board regardless. In most cars I've driven, it's around that 100-meter board. You can see that I actually missed this a little bit. So ideally, what I would like to do here is I would like to be a little more over to the left, right? So I probably should have kicked it down into first gear to help it get some turn in, but I carried a little too much speed and it pushes me out wide. So yeah, like right here, you can see my car pushing a little bit. Not bad, but still not as good as it could have been. So yeah, and there's also multiple lines through this. So a few of the other guys kind of V off this line a little more than I do, and that's a valid way to do it. That's just not how I do it, so I'm just gonna stick with this one in this example. But again here, this is also a really tricky corner. So what your braking point is here is you want to position yourself on the left side. You can see we did that kind of right here. So we're going to move out to the left, position ourselves out here, and we're going to start aiming at the corner right here. And you can kind of see when the track is rubbered in, you can see right here where our braking point is and where we're supposed to start. So really it's going to be around this red apron right here. So you're going to want to get the, start pointing the car at this corner, right? And you're going to, right as you're getting close to this apron right here, you can see I'm on the brakes. I just got on the brakes and it's right as that's starting. So you want to aim at this and you're going to kind of go, you're going to aim your car off kind of over here. You don't want to go too wide, but you want to aim it off to the left over here so you can open up this corner. And then I'm gonna take this apron right here, and I'm gonna get on. You want to get on throttle as early as possible to get a good exit onto this straight. So we'll go back and launch it at full speed. So that wasn't bad. I did get a little bit of wheel slowing out, so it definitely could have been better, but it wasn't bad. And here we're gonna be flat out. And this coming up is going to be one of the trickiest sections of the track. If your car doesn't have a good setup, it's going to get really unstable under braking, and it's going to be really difficult. So there are a few different ways to take this corner. What I like to do is right as I get through here, I'm going to brake really hard, get most of my braking done, and then I'm going to get off the brakes and go through this corner and get on the gas. Now, what you can also do is if your car can take it, you can brake slightly later and trail brake through the entire corner. With my specific car, it likes to get loose and it doesn't like to do that on this corner, so I don't do that. So what you're going to see is I'm going to go in here, I'm going to brake hard, and then I'm going to be off, and then I'm going to get off the brakes and back onto the throttle a little bit before the hairpin. So you slow it down so we can kind of see what's going on. So, and it's hard also because there's not really a good braking point here. So really what you want to do is as the car is straightening up, you're going to want to get on the brakes really hard in order to make this corner. So you can see I'm on the brakes really hard, shift down twice, and now I do give it a little brake through there, but really I'm not braking very hard. And again, there's multiple ways to go through this. For example, Peter likes to trail brake this a little harder than I do, but he also brakes a little later. From the Motec, it looks like they're pretty similar in terms of time, but again, I'm not an alien, so I could be wrong. There could be a better way to do this, but this is how I do it. Just on the brake super hard, shift down twice, and then throttle out of it. And then right here, your braking point is going to be, you're going to want to be looking for this this white strip over here, and you're going to want to brake a decent ways before it. That's hard because you don't have a whole lot to go on right here, but you don't want to brake too late because I mean really this corner is tough. You got to do it perfect in order to get the best time. You can lose a lot of time here, but right before that white line, get the car pitch in, and you really need to do some trail braking here too. You can see I'm doing it almost all the way through the corner, trying to get the car turned in because the car doesn't want to rotate off the pedals. So you can see just a little bit of brake, trying to get the back end to come around and get on the throttle as soon as possible. And you've got to get your car back over here because this is a full throttle corner. In order to get the most time here, you need to be full throttle. Going over these curves, and the only way to do that is to get yourself all the way positioned back out to the right. So you can see here, I'm going to position myself to get back on these curves, and then I'm going to turn in, and I am not going to lift. See my throttle here, full throttle, whole way. It's tough to do, and your car might not want to do it. If it doesn't want to do it, you might be dealing with a little too much understeer. You can do like a light lift through there. You won't lose a ton of time, but optimal in an optimal situation, you would be able to go full throttle through that corner. So, just keep that in mind. Take a look at it one more time. And this corner seems to be the bane of my existence. So really what we're going to do here is your braking point is going to be, I do it right as I'm passing, where this white apron right here starts. So I'm gonna hop on the brakes, and you're gonna want to aim to, you can, like again, you can really cut this corner. So you're gonna position yourself to get over here, cut the corner, and then throttle out. So don't go too wide because I'm sure as you probably already know, these will kill you. These will unsettle your car. I have pretty high ride height on this car to take curbs, and it still does not take these curbs. So, be careful. Track limits will get you a lot out here, and also these curbs will kill you if you're not careful. But yeah, you just want to make sure you're getting on the throttle as soon as possible. So that's kind of just a basic lap around here. Again, this was a 33.4, nothing crazy. Aliens are running about a second faster. I think they're even getting down into like the 31.8s, 31.9s. So, if you're kind of close to this time, this isn't the best thing for you to watch, but I am going to rewind this back, and I'm going to show you from the beginning so that you can see at full speed from start to finish what this lap looks like. All right. Well, that's a lap around Misano. Hope this helps. Be sure to reach out to a coach and reach out and chat. Maybe one of the other gold drivers might have some good input for you. Record your lap, share a video, share some Motec. Just throw it out there. Someone might pipe in and have some good advice for you. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend and have a good week.